What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and my new player guide and playthrough for 2023 and 2024. Now, we went through the campaign, we finished up adventure mode, and now it is time to do 10 expedition maps. By completing these 10 maps, we're going to get 300,000 gold, 1,000 defender medals, and an inspiration shard, which is another awesome shard to get. Now, how progression works in expeditions, we could very well be all the way into like Chaos 3, maybe even Chaos 4 if we're lucky, by the time we're done with these 10 quests. So it's fast and furious progression at this state in the game. Now, expedition tiers, of course, are based off of your champion score. Your champion score is the gear score of your best geared hero. So, for example, my monk's gear score is 361, my huntress 364, my apprentice is 377, so that gives me a champion score of 377. To get into Chaos 2, I need to be at a champion score of 580. Now, when you start doing expeditions, you can pick the map. So go to the Advanced tab there. Go through the maps and take a look and see what you want. One important thing to note is each region is going to drop a different crafting material. For example, if you're doing town maps, you're going to get the basic materials, but additionally, you're going to get rings. If you're doing, say, the castle maps, you're going to get the basic materials plus feathers. So you can target farm the crafting materials you need through this. As far as raw currency goes, the most valuable crafting material, besides the basic materials and the plain motes that you get in Chaos 1, it would no doubt be reroll tokens for mods. It's very popular for people to reroll their mods at Chaos 1 quality or even campaign quality because the cost is very, very low. So we are going to get those reroll materials to reroll mods in this particular tier. However, it's all about getting that first win. And when it comes to getting the first win, there's several different maps that really stand out. In the life root area, you've got the forest biome, which gives you an enormous amount of DU to use. Additionally, you've got like the high seas map and the Jack Sparrow. The Jack Sparrow map gives you 2,000 DU, which is a ton of auras, let me tell you, if you're spamming auras like I'm doing. Now, for the sake of this video and getting our very first Chaos 1 win, I'm going to head on over to Forest Biome. Let's hop on in and check it out. Now, when it comes to the Chaos expeditions, each individual expedition tier introduces a new enemy. These are all very fondly listed on a loading screen, which, you know, I'm guilty, as everyone else is, of not paying attention to loading screens. However, in Dungeon Defenders 2, that loading screen is extremely valuable. Now, in Chaos 1, the special enemy here that's introduced is the Vanguards. This is a shielded goblin that is going to absorb projectile hits from the front, so from the shield side. So with that in mind, you've got an enemy that is absorbing projectiles directionally from the front. One of the easiest things to do is the same thing I've been doing this whole time, and that is spamming auras. So for this run, I'm going to go something like this. I'm going to start right here in the middle lane. We'll go with a spike blockade there, and then I'm just going to throw down, say, 6 or 7 flame auras, just straight on down the lane. I guess let's just go 6. Back here at the wall, for when enemies get to the wall, we want some strong single target damage hitting them. So we're going to throw down our lightning strike auras. Now, a quick refresher here on the gear. I forgot to go through it. For anyone that didn't see last episode, we did get that defense rate shard that we bought with defender medals right after completing the campaign. We got the destruction shard, which was a reward for doing the adventure. Or was that completing the campaign? Yeah, that was for doing the adventure maps. So we got destruction for doing the adventure maps. We did upgrade that. And then I've also got a defense crit damage, which is a campaign shard. Now, as you see, I didn't upgrade this one. You can. It's not super expensive, too. It's 240,000. to upgrade it all the way. However, I don't really feel like I need to, and it's not a shard I'm going to be using long term. So although this is a keeper shard, I just don't feel like investing in it quite yet. Now, with that being the case, of course, that's the shard I found more duplicates of. So I threw one on my Skyguard towers with that defense crit damage, and on my Lightning Strike Aura with that defense crit damage. None of those are upgraded, of course. Now, on the Flame Aura, I mentioned boom servos being super powerful early game. I found this guy, which is a pretty hot relic, and it's got Gobu Boom on it. So every time a goblin dies, it's going to explode, doing 7,207 area damage. Just as an example, my Flame Aura hits for 720. Yet, when it gets a killing blow, that Gobu Boom is going to be doing 7,000 area damage. So, extremely powerful early game. The earlier the game, the more powerful it is, in fact. So Gobu Boom is going to get it done. Now, I'm going to be DPSing on my Apprentice. I've got lots of mods now, but I didn't invest into any of them. So none of these guys are upgraded at all. Now, on this lane, we're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use 2 walls. We're going to go something like one right there and maybe one right there. We'll throw the 6 Flame Auras down the lane, just like we did before. 2, 3... 4, 5, and 6. And then we want those Lightning Strike Auras back at the wall for anything that starts building. And then coming on over to this lane. Same thing. The only difference here on this lane, we want to kind of leave this lane unattended, and it does have flyers. So we want to make sure we prepare for that. Over here, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6... let's go ahead and go 7 Flame Auras on this one. One of the benefits you get on here is the flyers do fly low, so a lot of times they might even dip down into the Flame Auras. And then we'll throw our 2 Lightning Strikes back here at the wall like we've been doing. Let me put it over just a little bit more, something like that. The only difference is since we've got a flyer lane here, I'm also going to throw a Skyguard just off to the side to help out with the flyers. Now, you see, that leaves me a large chunk of DU left, and that is because we are on the main lane. This is generally the boss lane. Throughout your experience here in the game, this lane is always going to be the heaviest lane. With that in mind, this is where I want to spend my time. So we're going to go 2 Spike Blockades, something like that. And we're going to start with the R spam. So here we go. Let's just get all the way up the lane. It's 5, 6, 7. Let's go ahead and go 8. Yeah, I think that leaves me good. Then we can come back down. We can put our 2 Lightning Strikes on our walls for any of the tougher mobs that make it all the way through. And then once again, we got a flyer lane. So I'm going to pop up top here and drop a Skyguard tower just off to the side, just to help out with the flyers as they push on down through. Now, let's go ahead and fire it up and get it started. We're going to be able to see that Gobu Boom in action, and hopefully have a nice, smooth first win in Chaos 1. So, once again, I can't stress it enough, the expeditions and getting through the various tiers are learning to counter enemies. This is a tower defense game. This is a strategy game. With that in mind, make sure you have those elements in check, because if you're real good at doing damage and going through the RPG element of the game, however, you don't have your tower defense and strategy in order, you are going to have a much different experience than if you would. So this is actually like broken OP, it seems. You see the little Gobu explosions going off. They're just clearing house. And taking a look at the mini-map, there's really nothing going on in the other lanes. Now, when you're super early in game, those Wither Beasts there are without a doubt going to be your toughest enemy that you have to really pay attention to. If a Wither Beast gets in the ground, your chances of success can definitely drop if you're not very careful. Let's just keep on melting them, and wow, that was a super, super smooth first wave. Now remember, when it comes to getting into these new tiers and breaking into a new tier, of course we want to win. Everybody wants to win, but remember, if you can just even get through a few waves, you're going to start seeing upgrades. So you're going to start getting loot dropping, and you're going to get more powerful even in losing. So don't sweat it if you're losing a little. I'm just kind of spamming upgrades out here as I run through. Since I'm mainly fighting over in this lane, I'm not as concerned with upgrading this one. I want those lanes, however, to be automated. So let's go ahead and let it fly here again. Let's just get all up in here and collect this mana up and get these guys airborne. Let's blow them all up. Just crazy, crazy, crazy powerful. Countering the enemies here. Now, the boom servo is putting in some serious work here on this one, there's no doubt. But it's all about countering the enemies. We've got an enemy that absorbs projectiles. So if you're going to be spamming cannonballs at them, blasting them in the face with cannonballs, you can expect to not see optimal results, as you're fighting directly against the strategic value in the game. Now, although Gobu Boom is crazy strong, or Melee Boom is crazy, crazy strong in this type of situation, don't go farm for it. You know, it's not a must-have thing. It is extremely powerful, but you're still going to clear this map with the exact same strategy without having it. So keep that in mind as well. We've got a Plaguing Hawk rolling in, and now we get to play our lovely little favorite game called Wall Repair Simulator. So we don't have enough damage to burn this Plaguing Hawk down right away. So instead, we're going to make sure that that wall he is slapping on never dies. So we're just going to keep spamming our heal into it. We can really just repair through any potential damage output that that guy can put out. And you see our first little taste of legendary Chaos 1 loot. So just in comparison to what I'm using, you see the level of upgrade we get out of this deal. Very, very nice. 2 mods on that one. Medium chip and healthy AP chip. Just good stuff. Now, we got a Siege Roller coming on this next one, which could present a little bit of a challenge, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade both of those walls. Additionally, I want to make sure I don't have any issues over on these lanes, so anything I didn't get upgraded over here, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade a couple of double ups on some of those things, which, you know, that's alright. And let's see, since we've got a Siege Roller now, I think we will throw some upgrades into that lane that we're on. Actually, we didn't even get this upped all the way yet. Let's hit all of these Flame Auras, just to get a little bit more power. Actually, I didn't leave myself any mana at all. So, I'm going to take, what? I got 1 upgrade's worth of mana here. And I guess we hit the walls already. I guess let's put it into... let's just sink it into this very front Flame Aura. It should, in theory, be getting quite the workload. And let's see how it goes. Now, the Siege Roller, of course, is going to move super slow. So we'll be able to contend with that Ogre first, and then deal with the Siege Roller after. We just got to make sure the Siege Roller doesn't blow us up in the process, which, you know, Siege Rollers get that way. That is for sure. Another thing you're going to notice is you're going to start earning XP much, much more quickly than in campaign mode. So you're going to end up ripping off these ascension levels pretty darn quick as you win matches. So definitely, you just feel the progression very, very quickly now as you progress through in Dungeon Defenders 2 here. Okay, so here's our Ogre. We're just going to stay away from the snot balls. And see, Mr. Roller's already shooting stuff at us, so we're going to have to do a little bit of bob and weave here, which shouldn't be the end of the world. Let's get this Ogre down, and then it's going to be in good shape. Now, I want to make sure I'm able to do my wall repair simulator with this Ogre here, right? He's actually getting slapped pretty darn good now. With those Lightning Strike Auras popping off. You see he's losing very nice chunks. Alright, Ogre is down. Now, of course, the Siege Roller, we got to get that booty shot in. So let's just get behind him, put as much damage into him as we can. Try to bob and weave and miss as many of these rocket shots as we can. He's going to get up on my wall, no doubt. That's why I threw that repair in there. I do have some mana as well, but we're able to get the Siege Roller. Now, you can prolong the agony with a Siege Roller for a really long time by just spamming repair into the wall and continuing to shoot at it. So that is a very viable route for killing the Siege Roller, or any boss, really, in early game in Dungeon Defenders 2. Now, you see we're going to have another hot lane over here, but that one shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to get that burned out. And let's check this far lane. So far, it's been crazy smooth. And it's because I have defense rate and destruction on my most spammed defense, these Flamars here. Taking a look at the tier 3 value here. 2,000 DPS. I mean, that's big. That's big in Chaos 1, particularly breaking in. So we should be able to get through the Chaos 1 content here pretty darn quickly. But let's see if we can get a W on this map before we jump to any conclusions here. 3 Siege Rollers as the final bosses in Wave 5 on this map could definitely ruin my day. So I want to not get too cocky until I see what's coming in Wave number 5, that's for sure. But smooth sailing so far. We're just able to keep busting these fools up. Now, I've got pretty mixed gear on. I didn't follow the rule of paying attention to hero damage, ability power, or hero health. I've just been spamming whatever, auto-equipping. And we're going to be doing that quite a bit here in the future. Okay, we got a Siege Roller, and we got a Captain. Now, here it's the same thing. The Captain is going to move very, very quick, and is going to get down the lane very, very, very fast. So, Captain gets priority. Let's just keep blasting into him and trying to dodge any of these Siege Roller shots we can. And then, as the Captain starts damaging the wall, we do want to get our Wall Repair Simulator 2000 in full swing here and getting the job done. Captain is almost dead now. I don't think he's going to get through that wall, but I'm going to throw one more repair on it. The Siege Roller, however, is at my wall. So, as you see, I'm spamming that repair, and if you notice, I'm actually out-repairing the damage that the Siege Roller is doing. So, don't sweat it just because there's a Siege Roller there. Just don't let it blow you up. As long as it doesn't blow you up, you're going to be able to outlast that guy forever, assuming you have enough mana. So, we've got the mana to get through him. Absolutely no problem there, and that Siege Roller could not tackle the wall. Now remember, I do have that construction shard, but I never even upgraded it. So even unupgraded, it's definitely given me a nice value on my repair speed there versus those Siege Rollers. Okay, here we go, the final wave. We got a boss lane right here, so I do want to upgrade this stuff a little bit. We're going to get a big old thick Tuskar, slap it on that one. And what do we have over here? We got a Captain and Gribs. So we got a little bit of a double whammy over here with some decently quick movers that will definitely get slappy on the walls. I feel like I want to upgrade this stuff at the walls more than anything, just because I know I'm going to need the help there. Now, additionally, if I can get over and help out with that Tuskar before these guys get down to the walls, that would be a huge benefit as well. Now, this wave, we got the convenience of not having a roller shooting rockets at us, so we can basically do whatever we want, or stand wherever we want, etc. We've got no real major fear of damage, so just chillax it out and spray them down. Keeping that CC flowing as much as possible. And just kind of blasting into them. Okay, here come our bosses. I actually think the Captain and Tuskar, or the Captain and Gribs are going to be down here way quicker than anybody else. I don't have very much mana either. Oh, man. Let's go Gribs first. Oh no, this could end up being tragic. Actually, the Captain looks like he's a little bit lower, huh? The captain's down. Okay, now just Gribbs. And then Tuskar. Alright. Now Tuskar is really low, and he hasn't made it through that wall yet. Oh, Tuskar down. Just due to defenses only. And there we go. Challenge complete, mastering expeditions. Now, let's take a look at a large aspect of progression that we're going to be focusing on as we move forward here through expeditions. Now, as you see, we've got 1 of 10 expeditions cleared now, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we are locked into champion score progression now. So to be able to get to Chaos 2, we are going to want to get to 580 champion score. Now, this is where that auto-equip gear is going to come in handy. Now, you don't necessarily want to use this on your active hero. You kind of want to take a dummy hero to do this with. And one of the things I'll generally do is look and see what has the highest item power weapon. It appears we've actually got a 461 sword, which is higher than anything. Or no, there's a 502 staff. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to stay on the apprentice, and we're going to auto-equip gear. By auto-equipping gear, it's going to take the highest gear score items for each slot for our 4 armor pieces and weapon. This is what makes up our gear score and our champion score. Relics do not matter. Rings do not matter. It's only the 4 armor pieces and your weapon. So you see here we're 377. If we auto-equip the gear, that's going to bump us up to 473. Now we need to get to 580 to be able to move to Chaos 2. So we're going to have to do one more map. Now we can take a look at what else we have here. We can auto-equip on some other heroes just to have some gear on them if we decide to use those down the road. So we'll just rando auto-equip onto everybody. Why not? And then anything that's left, we're going to take a look at it, make sure there's no 10 out of 10 mods before we ever sell all. But then we're going to take a look at what's left. We've got no 10 out of 10 mods. We're going to just sell all. Any 10 out of 10 mod you find, make sure you save it. And then we got 2 fancy new shards. So what do we have here? We got Fountain of Speed, which is an Abyss Lord shard. Not going to be beneficial to me, so I'm just going to scrap it. And then we've got another Chaos 1 shard. Now, if the RNG gods are shining on me more than anything else in the world, this will be a Destruction shard. As Destruction, having another Destruction shard would be beyond game-breaking at this point. Oh, and of course we get a hunk of junk that we're just not going to use because we're not going to have a Dryad on this account. So our first true Chaos 1 shard is in the dirt, sadly. Now, if we take a look at our pet now, our pet is now 10 of 10, so we can start thinking about powering this pet up. So we're going to want to go ahead and first off open food boxes. So we're going to open all the food boxes, and you see that gave us 8 premium pet food and 8 quality pet foods. Then we're going to come on over here to our veterinarian, and we're going to power up this pet. Now, we're going to use that food. I'm going to get rid of the trashy food first. So let's just get rid of all of those. That didn't take it up very far. Let's eat through these premium pet foods as well. And that actually got me to 10 out of 10. Now I am looking for 3 vials of fright. Now, with 3 vial of fright and 10,000 gold, I can then unlock a pet ability, which is one of the main reasons, or the main reason that you use pets at all in Dungeon Defenders 2 is for that ability. Now, those particular reagents are going to be found in these special boxes. Sadly, I need creeper reagents, and I got 0 creeper reagents. So I'm going to keep having to grind it out before I can evolve that. These are readily available from other players. In fact, veteran players have so many of them that in some cases, they're just going to be throwing them away anyway. So it never hurts to ask in town if anyone has the reagents that you're looking for. In this particular situation, I am looking for vials of fright, so I need 3 of those before I can evolve. But that will do it for this episode. That is the first win in Chaos 1, and we're going to have to go back into Chaos 1 for another one, but we are going to be earning some more Ascension along the way with it. But that will do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.